you short an out-of-the-money option on hyperinflation, because I mean, look at how gold is reacting. So the point is that you may print, or do these devious methods, to hide that you're printing, and nothing, no effect. Just like a ketchup bottle, you're pouring ketchup and nothing's coming out, and then you make a statement like Bernanke that you have evidence that this is working, all right, okay, that there's no risk. And then suddenly, just as with an out-of-money option, the whole ketchup
coats your French fries.
Coats your everything, the whole table, everything, your face, everything. That's explodes. So this is the problem of nonlinearities that the economics establishment has not been able to understand. Let me go back. Let's go back to the basics. He did not see the risk in the system before. Why are you listening to him when he is talking about what to do? Why are you listening?
Now, he actually wrote a book called The Black Swan, and it's a pretty famous book. It's an excellent read. I highly recommend it to everybody. So I want to play a really quick clip from him giving a lecture and talking about exactly what a black swan is.
What's a black swan? Before the discovery of Australia, we had no reasons to believe that swans could be of any other color but white, or people in the old world. And effectively, there was an expression in medieval England: you'd sooner see a black swan than, say, for example, it was like saying when pigs fly, or when I don't know, when George Bush does something intelligent or something. There was an immediate exception. So there was an expression. Until we saw Australia, and effectively the sighting of a single bird destroyed millennia of confirmation. You cannot rule out a black swan because you haven't seen any. Okay? So my problem is not a logical question. My black swan is an event. It's not a bird. So, and it's an event that has three properties. The first property, it is hard to predict, based on information before its occurrence, prior information, based on historical information. To me, the most significant black swan, and the one I'm going to focus next, a few minutes, is the First War. The First War we had after Napoleon. We thought for about 100 years that the world became civilized, and that people became conscious of the need for peace. And you had this devastating war, the biggest war, something that destroyed, and of course it came in 2 volumes. You had volume 1 and then you had a sequel. So here we have black swans, events of low predictability, high consequence. But the most vicious part is the following one, is that before the fact, they're extremely predictable, but after the fact, you know what? We saw them coming. So we have, this is what I call the retrospective distortion, is these events are prospectively unpredictable, retrospectively predictable. Why? We even have disciplines to give us the illusion of understanding the world, you see? Have disciplines that make us misunderstand the world by giving us this illusion of predictability. History, for example, economics, other such things.
Okay, and then now we've got another clip by him where he talks about how not just Ben Bernanke necessarily, but the whole Federal Reserve, like what they believe they can actually do to the economy, and how they're trying to create their own set of natural laws. Like, they're not trying to follow natural laws. They're trying to dictate to nature what it should do.
I went to a tailor for a tailor-made suit, and I realized that had the tailor been Bernanke or an economist, they would put surgery on me to fit the suit rather than change the suit to fit me. So the
analogy in your mind applies to the U.S. economy?
Of course, to economic methods, to social science. They want to change humans, just like Greenspan. They want to change no more bubbles. You want to change this utopic view of the world. You want to change the world to fit their model rather than change their model to fit the world.
Okay, now sticking on the subject of nature, this clip is not very high volume, so you might have to turn this part up, but I think it's still worth it to put this clip in because it's really, really a great point that he makes when he talks about the things that Mother Nature doesn't like. Check this out.
So we live in a world that's much more fragile than the past. What is the solution? The solution is very easy. Very, very easy. Look at Mother Nature. Mother Nature does not like leverage. Mother Nature does not like too big to fail. Simple solution. If we went, and I'm sure it's not very politically correct, they decided to shoot the largest animal, right? The largest mammal, a whale. Okay, it would be bad. Would it destroy would it destroy nature? No. But if we went and shot a firm, say Lehman Brothers, right? You know what can happen. So you can have interdependence, not a big deal, but you cannot have too big to fail. You want to make sure that if something happens, that the consequences are manageable, right? The second thing, Mother Nature doesn't like debt. The opposite of debt is redundance. I have 2 lungs. I know in the UK everybody has 2 lungs almost, no? Right. So I have 2 lungs, 1 spare kidney. I have a lot of things. It's the opposite of debt, spare parts. So if we let economists manage Mother Nature, they'd give 1 lung to everyone, and then you borrow your time breathing, right? So it'd be optimal. Why have to carry a lung, right?
Okay, so that was Nassim Taleb. What I like about this guy is that he really puts a different perspective on the economy for me. Like, you don't really hear about most economists talking about this kind of thing. Most economists are just throwing out numbers and prognostications of what's going to happen. What I like about Nassim Taleb is that he's basically saying, I have no idea what's going to happen in the world. I have no idea what's going to happen in the economy, and I think that actually makes him more genuine than all these other guys that pretend like they know everything. So anyways, thanks for listening, guys. Take it easy.